Hello everybody, it's your boy N here. I'm coming at you guys with another YouTube video. So it's time for me to do my first tier list for Season 2, Episode 2. This is going to include the use of Arche trees and the Descendant balance update. So we are going to have quite a few switch positions, I feel. The tiers are going to be very tight, so to get into an S tier it has to be the best of the best. A tier is like great, B tier is good, C tier is like anything below C tier is like why. So that's the agenda. We're gonna go with that. So this is gonna be for mobbing, so solo mobbing in dungeons inside 400% and inside Sigma sector. I will go through the list as it is for dungeons, and then towards the end of the video I will readjust the list for Sigma sector. But yeah, let's go for it then. Yeah, let's go for it. So starting off, we are going to go with Blair. Now Blair I feel like is a C tier right now. The reason for that is his ultimate is right around the corner. He has received a lot of buffs for his damage, but he just feels a little bit clunky to me right now still. His tree has helped him quite a bit. Overall I would say that he just needs his ultimate, and once they buff him again for his ultimate, I think he's going to be in a much better place. He'll probably go from a C tier all the way up to like an A tier, or maybe even an S, who knows. But currently I think Blair is a C tier. We're just holding off on it right now. Yeah, we're just holding off on it right now, I would say. Okay. Next up we have Enzo. Enzo is going to be an S tier. Enzo plus the infinite loop with his 4th ability for infinite ammo and a restored relic is too powerful of a synergy. You can't beat it. Also, any video or any build that I have gotten updated after the Arche tree is all going to be in the pinned comment in this video. I will have a video, a pinned comment, sorry, with all of my updated builds for now, or like the most recent build that I posted on my channel for all the Descendants if I have them there. But yeah, that will be it. Enzo plus the relic is just something insane. It's so powerful, it's so strong, it just sweeps through rooms. Even though Enzo is not the fastest Descendant, you can replace that with a stat stick for speed, run through the mobs when you need to kill, switch over to the relic, keep that infinite loop going, and he is an instant S tier because of the relic. It's still his ability, so that's why I'm still counting it in an S tier, but we're gonna go with that for now. Now, Esimo I think is a B tier. I'm not too well versed in Esimo, but I would say he's a B tier overall. His running ability, whilst he throws out all the bombs, is very strong. It can absolutely delete rooms. His movement speed is really high as well. He's like one of the fastest Descendants when that ability is active. Turning can be an issue, but if you play on PC, turn your DPI up to 20,000 and run around like normal. Call it a day. I would say Esimo's a B tier. I'm not too well versed in him, so forgive me. This might just me being like horrible, but a B tier it is for this video. Next up we have Haley. Haley is also going to be a B tier. Even with her purge setup for gunning, she does good damage. Her 3rd ability for all of her crits is very nice, but she just can't clear the room fast enough depending on like a 400%. Haley would work, but she would definitely be far from the best. Her red module for mobbing is subpar at best. Overall she's a great Descendant, but just not really that good for dungeons or like 400% in my opinion. Jabber is an F tier. We don't need to go over this. Buff his turrets by 10,000%, bring back crits, and we can maybe talk then. But Jabber just does too little damage. Like hell, give Jabber's turrets the same AoE extra around circle that Ines has on her 4th ability. That might actually even fix him. It's something, I would say. But Jabber really needs help. He needs God at this point. It's criminal, but it has to be done. Next up we've got Kyle. Kyle, I would say, is another B tier. Would I say he's above Haley? Yeah, I would say a superconductive bombing build is above Haley. The tree also helped Kyle a bit, I would say. He is genuinely really strong overall. Plenty of damage, especially on his 4th ability. He overall can mob fairly well. Not as well as he deserves to, or sorry, not as well as he needs to get into an A tier though, or an S. But I would say Kyle is a solid pick. I was messing with Kyle literally last night, so I was going back and forth with crit builds and non-crit builds, so still testing Kyle in depth, but I would say Kyle is a B for sure. So we'll go with that. Luna. Luna, I would love to put her as an S tier, but her speed is her biggest issue. So she's going to go in A. Her damage is more than capable of being an S tier. Everything about her screams S tier for me for mobbing. Especially that Noise Surge building over 1.5 million damage a hit. It's so good, but her speed is just too slow. Especially for a lot of dungeons. Her speed really lets her down. I do think that they should rework it so that if you are using an ability that relies on movement, they take advantage of the sprint weapon in your hand. So if you've got 3 sprint cores on it, it allows you to just fly. That would be great for Luna. That'd also help Bunny with her 2, Viessa with her 2, Valby with her 3, so on and so forth. But Luna is so held back by being slower. It's really sad, and I do wish that Luna had a little bit more to her with that speed. It really would have fixed her. Okay, Ajax is going to be another A tier. His jumping build doing insane levels of damage now. It's so great to see. I freaking love Ajax, and I'm so happy that he's been buffed like this. My boy Ajax is back. He's got more of a purpose than just being a tank right now, which is something really refreshing because my boy Ajax deserves the best. And I'm so happy to say he's actually an A tier. If we were talking about fun, hell, I'd put him in up the top of S tier. He's genuinely that great. So Ajax is going in A tier right now. Bunny is the top of S tier. There is no Descendant better than Bunny for mobbing. Now, I will talk about this later when this does pop up, but Bunny currently is the highest DPS Descendant in the game. Her third ability can do up to 2.5 million damage a tick, which is insane. On average, with my crit build, you get about 1 million damage on all enemies, 2 million on Order of Truth. Her Condense can nuke to up to 20 million with my build in that exact same setup, all whilst maintaining max speed and max crits and everything. You're not beating Bunny, man. She's too good right now. I don't know why Condense was buffed. It really didn't need it, but hell, we'll go with it. Bunny is the top of S tier right now. Freyna is behind Bunny. Great spread, great damage. Takes a little bit of a second to deal with the elites, but Freyna is still an absolute S tier. Freyna is perfectly balanced as a Descendant. I wouldn't change a thing about her. She's an absolute S tier for sure. One of the absolute bests. Glay is also going to be another S tier. I'd put her above Enzo just because her infinite ammo is a lot easier to maintain. Glay plus Relic or Glay plus Malevolent, just rip everything apart. Same principle as Enzo. Glay and Enzo are really very similar in that element, but Glay is better overall. Her infinite ammo is insane. That on any weapon is just busted as a mechanic. So we're going to give Glay an absolute S tier. Lepic. I would give Lepic a S tier as well. Would I put him above Enzo though? Yeah, I would. I'd say Lepic is that perfect continuum between Enzo and Glay. His grouping abilities are absolutely magnificent. They are insanely good for clearing a room out fast. If you look at my Lepic build recently, you can see the in the Lepic video I uploaded recently, you can see his third ability is infinite along with his fourth. Plenty of damage, plenty of grouping, great, very strong Descendant overall. Lepic is just that guy. I would put him in an S tier. Valby is going to be an A tier. Great at both things in this game, mobbing and bossing. Not quite strong enough to be an S because she takes a little bit longer to catch up, especially in a bigger room. But Valby is an absolute A tier. She's freaking great. Plenty of damage, even up to like 2 million with a crit build, or a perma crit build, which is the one I used. Plenty of damage all around. Great Descendant. All my homies love Valby. Can't argue with it. But she's just not got that speed to be in an S tier, in my personal opinion. Viessa. I'd have to put Valby and Viessa together. They are both insanely good. Viessa is definitely faster. I could maybe accept scraping Viessa into the bottom of S tier, just because she's overall faster than Valby when it comes to her capabilities. Her first ability basically being instant. You can spam it. Her fourth ability nuking elites. Her third ability nuking elites. Whilst her second even pops out and does damage to strays. I would say Viessa is an S tier. She's very strong. All reliant on her abilities. Absolutely great Descendant. Viessa is just that guy, bro. Straight up, she's just that guy. It's insane. Yeah, okay, we'll go with that. Eugen. I would say Eugen is the top of B. Not quite an A, but the top of B tier. Just because his allergy build. His allergy build is great, plenty of damage, not the fastest in terms of spreading, I would say. That's why I would go with B instead of A. Ajax is more fun, more damage overall, faster spread. Luna, same thing. Barbie, same thing. Yeah, I think B is about right for you, Jin, in this instance. Sharon. See, this is the thing with Sharon. She's either an S for clearing the room, or she's the top of an A, or a bottom of an S. I don't know, man. Sharon is a really strong Descendant. Would I want to put her in an S tier? Maybe, yeah. I'd put her at the absolute bottom of S tier. Viessa is definitely better than Sharon, or faster than Sharon, but Sharon is really, really good too. Actually, I'd say Sharon is even faster than Viessa. It goes so back and forth between these S tier Descendants. It's so strong. It's so rough. But Sharon's also definitely in that as well. She's absolutely great for everything. She's really, really capable. She's great for ripping elites apart. She can do a lot of crowd control with area suppression. I would have to put Sharon at the bottom of an S just because S is very, very tight right now. Yeah, we'll go with that. Inés. I'd put Inés behind Bunny just because Inés can no longer gain resources through walls or kill through walls, so Bunny is in that regard a lot faster, especially in tight and knit dungeons. Freyna, Inés and Bunny and Keelan, our fourth S tier, all depend on tile set. Smaller tile sets and tighter tile sets and more walls and stuff, Bunny and Keelan are better for. Big ones with bigger rooms that are more area based, Freyna and Inés are slightly better for. Bunny can still keep up in both of them. In the bigger area ones, Keelan can also keep up, but Keelan's a little bit slower in them ones. Bunny's not as slow, still keeps up almost as fast. The speed advantage Bunny will get off the bat will usually compensate for all of it anyways. And then her damage is insane. Bunny's just the best overall, I would say. Personal opinion though, because Bunny is, well, you have to be not a specialist, but you'd have to know how to use movement really well to absolutely rip everything apart with Bunny. So I would say Bunny is the absolute best, but Inés is in no way, shape or form bad. Despite her being nerfed, the only difference is you have to use your brain and decide when you are going to pop your fourth ability. Apart from that, there's little to no change with Inés. She's still just as strong. She's never struggled with damage. Her cooldown is still completely usable. She still outspreads Freyna, is faster than Freyna at killing. She's still an absolute S tier. People need to stop exaggerating and accept that Inés is still insane. Relax, she's still broken. Okay. Serena, right behind Keelan. Serena is still insane. Booba smash everything, rips apart the room. Simple as it gets. You know what? I'll drop Sharon to an A tier. Top of A tier, actually. Top of A tier for Sharon. And then Viessa would also go at the top of an A tier. Just because I'm leaving S tier for like the most brain dead stuff possible, I would say. And that's where I think I would draw the line between everything. But I'm going to go with it like that. This is the tier list I'm going to leave it at right now. Serena's Booba Smash is great. You know, simple. This is honestly what I would say is probably the most completed tier list. Bearing in mind that the Arche trees have definitely changed some things and some rankings with some Descendants. But overall, I would say this is about right. I would love to put like all of A tier into S tier, but I can't because I don't want S tier being way too big, because a lot of these Descendants are really just that strong. I do think Nexon have actually like struck balance on the head. God, I'm dying. I think Nexon have struck balance on the head, and a lot of these Descendants really, really do perform very well. Now for Sigma Sector. For Sigma Sector, how would I change this list? I would drop Bunny to third, just because Freyna and Inés outspeed Bunny because of the spread. I would also put Serena above Keelan, and I would honestly put Lepic above Keelan in Sigma Sector, because that really big AoE sucking everything together is really strong in Sigma Sector. Yeah, I think this is what I'd go with. I'd probably move Keelan to the bottom of... I'd move Keelan to the top of A tier, and then I think I would move Viessa up into S tier, ahead of Enzo. But this is for Sigma Sector specifically, just because this is how I feel the Descendants play out, at least. I would say Keelan is still insanely fast, but the damage you'd get out of Sharon and out of a lot of these other Descendants are just significantly faster and more overall better. For a solo Sigma Sector, which is what we are talking about, I think you'd be better off running with Enzo and with Viesa. Would you be as fast as with Keelan? No, but it would still be overall a lot easier. Keelan doesn't really get the... what's the word I'm looking for? He doesn't really clear bigger groups out, and with Sigma Sector having such wide spawns, it really does slow Keelan down. However, with Viesa, with their abilities, you can spam. Enzo and the Relic, you can also spam. Sharon falls apart a little bit, I guess. Not really, but I would say this is probably how it changes. I'd probably put Valby above Keelan for this, and then I'd leave Keelan in the middle of Sharon and Luna. I think this is how I would change the list for Sigma Sector specifically. But that's basically been this video, guys. Let me know if you have enjoyed. If you think I've missed anything or someone's been misplaced, let me know in the comment section below. But yeah, that's basically been this video. Hope you've enjoyed. Smash that like button, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.